Welcome back, peoples, to the Alpha World. It is episode 20. The sun is rising, and a lot of things have happened in between episodes. I've gotten a doc started. I've gotten, well, actually not much else. Honestly, kind of hard to talk when there's this music right in my ear. Right. So, it is episode 20. We've basically got 5 episodes to go after this for the Alpha series. And then we're pretty much, we're done after that. Excuse me if I'm a little bit, rusty with the talking in this episode. I haven't really done this in a while. So today I'm going to be basically just talking about what things are, I guess, on the horizon for the series, and simultaneously building some of the last little tidbits of the Alpha Town. And then we'll talk about where we go from there. As I was saying, I have a little dock started down here. I'm going to be building 3 docks, including this one, and this is mainly to kind of facilitate travel throughout this river complex, canal complex here. Here is the first dock. Pretty quick to build, considering, well, there's not much here. But the canal complex goes, what did I place that? Goes through from the other side of this overhang here, connects down there, and then connects in a tunnel and goes out the other side. You need to get out of my way. So one funny thing that I guess will kind of mess up things a little in the context of the series. I was mining down in, the caves. I mean, that's where you mine. Down in my mining area, and I came across a lava cave. And I was mining for coal, so I saw some coal on the ceiling of this cave, and I crouched over. I kind of did this thing where I kind of crouch and place blocks, and then my game lagged out. My game just lagged out, and for some reason it was running fine. It just froze, and I let go of shift, ended up falling in the lava, immediately paused the game, and saved and quit. I ended up making a couple of backups to determine if I could try and get out and not lose all of this stuff, which was in my inventory, and I couldn't. And considering that this was a lag, it was lag induced, I decided, you know what, nobody's gonna really bother me if I use some sort of thing to get out of here, because it's not it's a lag induced thing. Whatever, and it's my world, I don't care. But yeah, I used an NBT Explorer thing to change my position up to what am I doing? Up to around the Y70. Ended up suffocating in a block, but I did retain my stuff. But while I was looking through there, there is a time thing in the NBT data. There's a variable that shows how many ticks you've played, and I had zero idea there were ticks in this version of the game, so that was a big surprise to me. But one of the big things is that I've been kind of making numbers up for the days played for the last, the entire series. I had zero idea I could actually track how much time I played in this world. And as it turns out, it is not day 105 like I had thought. Today is day 100. The day that I thought was day 100, and that I lost a little bit of recording footage. There's an entire episode that's literally clickbait for day 100. It wasn't day 100, it was day 95 or something. So that's fun. But yeah, it's day 100. Woo! Yay! Actually, day 100 in the world. We've made it, guys. We've made it. Oh, for the second time. But I guess you can take that as a lesson to not randomly count your days. Like, actually use some data. Like, even back in this version, like, back in, like, I don't know, probably InfDev, there were ticks. So you could always just go through MET Explorer or even get a mod that, like, shows you, like, divides the ticks into, like, days or something. That's a much better way of counting days than doing what I did, which was just aimlessly counting and hoping that I got it right. And I didn't, so... How I love the day-night cycle. It's actually the same exact length as in modern versions. It just feels shorter for whatever reason. Probably because it's brighter out at this point in the day with smooth lighting. Like, it does take a minute for mobs to actually start spawning. I also got a slime ball from those caves, so that was nice. A few days ago, I looked through some alpha videos for kind of inspiration on, like, builds and whatnot. I kind of realized my world is pretty small compared to a lot of other people's at this point in the game. Like, half a year's worth of days played in this world. Well, half a year in this world in real life. And I've only got, like, I don't know, like, the biggest building is this, if not this. And I think by now most people would be around here, or at least like with a lot more builds and a meaningful, like, decoration. I guess that's one of the problems with the way I play, is I compare myself a little bit too much. But the Alpha Town is definitely a little bit smaller than I would have liked to have it to have been at this point in the game. And I don't know, it's kind of not something I could really control. I don't have a lot of time. I don't have nearly as much time as a lot of other people do to play. I have other projects going on and, like, not as much motivation in terms of, like, this version of the game. I'm trying to say here is that I probably could have taken more advantage of this version of the game. Could have made, like, I don't know, a castle or a statue or something. But I decided to go a different path. And ultimately, my world is not terrible. It's got some stuff in it, but it's not huge. And I would have liked to have seen more development in terms of building and stuff like that. But I've also kind of exhausted all of my ideas for Alpha. And time is also running out to get this part of the series finished. So Alpha Town is more of a base than a town. There's not really anything residential other than my house. I've tried to make as many buildings as possible for individual use cases, but, you know, there's only so much you can do in Minecraft Alpha 1.1.2_01. The very last idea after, like, the docks and, you know, maybe freshening up some things is an Alpha museum. I want to kind of get every single block of the game together and display it in a little thing in this area of the world, and where I've kind of neglected the underside of the overhang and was planning on building something over there many, many episodes ago. I want to make a museum there, kind of to show my appreciation for this version of the game, even if I haven't taken full advantage of it. So the next few episodes will be working on that, or at least in between the episodes. Probably a couple of episodes dedicated to that. The very last thing I want to do is explore something that is exclusive to this version of the game, or at least this era of the game. Something that will be patched out in the very next version. Monoliths. These are large pillar-like structures. They're like large plateaus of land that have a whole bunch of air in them. They're caused by a terrain generation error, and they're really cool. They're also really rare, and I used that thing that you can easily find on the internet to find monoliths based on your seed. The nearest one is around 10,000 blocks out. I will be making that journey by foot, and that will be probably a two-parter of an episode, just making it there and then back. But I want to have that in my world, just generated for history's sake, or whatever. And then Season 1 of TAGCraft Survival will be done. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the first season. There will be a second season, which will go into the last alpha version and the entire beta cycle. And I am actually looking forward to that, because that's when we get biomes and a lot more building blocks and like coordinates that I don't have to use a mod for, and I don't know, just a lot of things. We'll actually be able to use snow, which can actually be useful for building. You might also be wondering what I'm going to do with this space. I'm probably going to leave it kind of as a thing. I plan on doing a minecart system in the beta era of the game. I'm going to be spending a lot more time in the beta era of the game to prevent what I've experienced with this version. Probably up to 2 years inside of beta instead of 9 months in this, in contrast to 9 months in this version of the game. One thing I really need to learn how to do is worry less about the functionality of my builds and more about the aesthetic. That's something that I haven't really developed, is a sense for aesthetic and interiors and whatnot. I'm not a builder. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm not exactly the best builder. I build whatever I think is necessary and kind of ignore what isn't necessary. I also try and make things interesting, like with this ugly mail house. Post office, that's what it's called. Hey, how's my mob farm doing? Seem to be doing okay. I'm not sure if I want to decorate the skeleton farm. I'm kind of debating whether I should do anything with these farms in terms of decoration. I have a lot of mossy cobblestone that I could just use to create like a box thing up near the near this thing. But honestly, I think I just want to leave it as this. I don't think I have enough motivation to really deal with it. Last dock I want to create is right around here. And there is the last dock complete. I think the last thing I want to do here is take care of the sides of the canal. Kind of wanted it to be more organized, like with like stone and cobblestone and whatnot. Specifically the parts that look canal-y, with like the straight 4x4 or 4 wide water. Whoa there. Creeper Watch is getting a little bit too close for comfort. Ooh, that was very close. once again back up in this place for the first time in probably months. And this is where the museum will be going, the Alpha Museum. Just got a little bit of an entrance to do, but this is where the entrance will be. And that will pretty much be it for this episode. I'll be working on this for the next couple of episodes, and doing a couple more touch-ups on the Alpha Town. But that's pretty much it. For now, bye, I guess.